Does anyone know when Ramadan became obligatory during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, during the time of revelation? Does anyone remember around what year it became obligatory? Oh, well done. Second year. Okay, good. So it becomes obligatory in the second year after the migration. Right? So the Prophet ﷺ spends 13 years in Mecca, then migrates to Medina. 2 years after that migration, Ramadan becomes obligatory. So that's a whole 15 years. Why is this important to note? Because Ramadan, as incredible a pillar of Islam as it is, as incredible an act of worship as it is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose to delay its obligation upon the Muslim community till 15 years on of revelation. That tells us something really important about how the laws and the commandments, the obligations came down in Islam. That they came piecemeal. They came slowly. They came at people's pace. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows how humans work. He knows that we don't simply change overnight. It's not that all of the laws and the rules and the regulations and the commandments all came down at once, because the people wouldn't have been able to have handled that. That's heavy on the heart. And this is something that Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that the first ayahs to come down were those pertaining to heaven and hell, Jannah and Nar. Until people embraced Islam, until people's hearts had warmed to Islam, then the rules, the laws, the regulations come down. And then she says something really interesting. She says, لو نزل أول شيء لا تشربوا الخمر. If the first thing to be revealed was don't drink alcohol, لقالوا لا ندع الخمر أبدا. The people would have said, we'll never stop drinking alcohol. Now that's something really interesting. Something that to us nowadays is quite obvious. Yeah, as Muslim we don't drink alcohol. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intentionally delayed something like even alcohol many years on in the Medinan period. Why? To go at people's pace. That change takes time. And what's really interesting, I find, is that was happening at a time when the Prophet ﷺ was amongst them, where Quranic revelation was coming down. They could see it before their very eyes, and yet still it took time. The rules and regulations still took time. What then for us in our time today? And this is actually really as a practical point then for how we approach Islam to maybe non-Muslims, how we approach Islam to our kids, how we approach Islam actually even to our own selves.